Waiting for you.
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 Okay, guys, sorry for keeping you waiting. You're welcome to the Threesome Show on Apple Juice Radio for the 6.87 FM, Nigeria. My name is AJ, A for Apple, J for Juice, but you can like to call me Apple Juice. It's the first episode of the second season of the Threesome Show, and we will be talking about how to produce an award-winning movie. And here with me at the studio, I have the producers of the award-winning movie, Waiting for You. The creative producer, the production manager, the line producer, and of course, the producer for the movie soundtracks. They will be taking us through their journey as producers, their creative process, and their experience with the movie Waiting for You in all three phases: pre-production, actual production, and post-production. Let's meet the Waiting for You producers. Starting with Iyke, the creative producer. Tell us about yourself and how you got here.
My name is Iyke Osoka. I'm a filmmaker. I've actually been in the movie industry for the past 5 years. I've juggled between writing and production management for film, for TV series, web series, and other entertainment content.
Okay, nice to meet you, Iyke. So, is production just a passion for you or it's a profession?
Actually, I studied theatre arts and media studies from the University of Calabar. So
I see, Malabite. How would you relate your experience in school to the actual reality, practical world of filmmaking?
You know, the screen is another ball game. So in the past 5 years, I've tried to hone my skills in screen production, basically.
Amazing. It's good to have you on the show. Our next producer is the delectable, very calm and beautiful Ebose.
Hey guys, so my name is Ebose Ehi-Bello and I am a film producer and I consider myself a Christ film maker.
Glory! I love the fact that you have defined your genre of production. This is something most producers are not aware of. The same way we have different genres of music, it is important that movie producers pick a couple of genres, one or two, that they are really passionate about and stick to it. This way, we tell better stories and we would have better productions. Thank you very much, Ebose. So the question is, what exactly prompted you to choose to become a movie producer?
Okay, that's a very, very interesting question. I guess it started from when I was a little girl. I started writing stories and novels in books and I wanted to be a writer, a novel writer. But then after a while, watching movies and watching things like Marvel, Disney, and, TV shows, I then decided that, wow, I actually want to write stories for films. From university and finishing university, I told myself that I want to become a movie producer. And, I want to make Christian films. And I guess films that basically just like tell people about, God, and basically targeted to like children and teens. So animations and TV shows, like things that you watch on Disney Channel.
Ebose, we're going to have a chat after now because we have a lot of work to do together. Animations, TV series for children is an area that is yet to be explored in Nigeria, and I feel like we, the young generation of filmmakers, should jump on it as it ought. Talking about genre, Iyke, what kind of stories do you like to tell?
I love drama a lot because I feel like, drama connects with everybody. Our everyday life is a drama. I watch, sci-fi movies and all those action movies and all that. But I believe that most of the action we get in our life, everyday life, does not come with guns and flying helicopters and bombs. Those things are realities also, but they are not everybody's reality. And that's why I love to do drama. I love to do drama that talks about real life, that talks about the little things that have impact in our life. Talk about love, betrayal, temptation, grief, serious life issues that you can play out in a well thought out drama. Those are the kind of stories I love to tell in that genre. Yeah.
You just said my mind, Ike, because I love reality stories, something that is relatable. For me, my favorite is romantic movies, because I love love, and love is a beautiful thing, you know? Okay, to move this conversation forward, Eze, who happens to be the production manager of Waiting for You, has a contribution to make regarding the process of movie production.
Yeah, my name is Eze Peters. I'm a filmmaker and also a cinema manager with Filmhouse Cinemas. The process of filmmaking starts with the conception of the idea that leads to the development and research phase of the movie. Then from the development aspect, it's more like you're trying to build a foundation, and then transcends into the pre-production phase. Once the script has been locked, getting ready to go into production, get your cast ready, your crew ready, the funding is ready. You might not have all the funds at that time, but you have something to start with. Then you now move into the production proper, where the shoot commences, where you start shooting at different locations and the rest. Then after production phase, you move into post-production, which is very vital, where you get the sound right, the pictures right, the color grading right. All this has to be on point. The post-production is very vital. Post-production for me, you can say is more like putting a roof over your building project. No matter how fine or beautiful your house, if there's no roof, it still crumbles. So yeah, it's very important. Then after pre-production, you move into the distribution and marketing phase.
Okay, I would pause you right there. Let's go back to pre-production. From casting to budgeting to location recce and all of that, you can have everything sorted out during pre-production, and some things will still pop up out of nowhere during the actual shoot. And most times, these are location-based issues. Ebose, what are the things to look out for when picking out a set location to make sure that everything goes smoothly?
Sound, if the sound is good, first of all. I guess when you're looking at sound, you should look at generators, if there are dogs, there are pets, kids around the area, what's the normal traffic route, what goes on, I maybe ask the neighbors, like generators, even down to things like planes, like do planes fly over this area like all the time? Sound, very important, or else at the end of the day, when you're shooting your film, sound will be like, sorry, we have to wait. And you as the producer, and you're like, we don't have time for this. But you have to wait, or else your film will come out as rubbish.
You're definitely speaking from experience. I remember during the shoot for Waiting for You, how we had the dogs barking whenever they hear action. And also the people talking at the back, the truck that came to offload fuel, and then the club that later started jamming in the evening. It was just crazy.
Okay, so another thing is, of course, does the location work? And I guess, is it adaptable? Because when you're looking at setting it up and all of it, can you walk with it? Can you turn it into different spaces? And of course, you also do like your risk assessment. I think there was one house that we went to go and check out for the Waiting for You film, and it was nice, it was good, but we had just one problem. The house was in an area that wasn't so great, so like most of the estates there were kind of slanting. So we didn't want a case where you have like a crew of 35 people and then the house is now slanting, and then something bad will not happen. You have to also check to see if the place is safe.
Safety on set. Very important. You wouldn't want to lose anyone while trying to shoot a film, would you? A recent case study is the mishap that happened in New Mexico, where Hollywood actor Alec Baldwin accidentally shot a cinematographer on the set of the film Rust. It was said to be a prop gun, but I don't understand. Why was it loaded? Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. let's quickly talk about one of the important factors of production that can either make or ruin a movie, and that would be sound. We have a sound genius in the house who happens to be the producer for the 2 soundtracks featured in the movie Waiting for You. His name is Kayode. He goes by the name K Fresh Beats. He's been in the industry for about 17 years and has production credits to some popular works like Burna Boy's album Outside, Davido's first album Omo Babalowo, SODK's discography, and of course the award-winning soundtracks for Waiting for You. Hey Kay, let's meet you.
My name is Kayode Akinyeke, popularly known as K Fresh Beats or K Baba.
K Baba. I love this one. So, if you've been in the industry for about 17 years, that means you started when you were how old?
I say 17 years because I started at a very early stage. I started when I was, I think, 9 or 10. I started by playing the piano. And I started playing the piano for a high life band that used to start. They were my neighbors, and they had like a high life band thing going on, and I really took to the piano there, and so my background was actually in high life.
I see. So you moved from playing instruments to becoming a music producer, and then you transitioned into doing movie soundtracks and film scoring. Amazing. What exactly inspired this transition?
Okay, so my transition into film scoring and movie soundtracks. For film scoring, I remember that what got me into it was when I was in uni. I remember I went to watch a live theater play. Someone was supposed to play some strings and piano for some particular scenes, but the person that was supposed to play wasn't around. And someone from the theater troupe who I knew asked me if I could do it. And I was like, of course, why not? So I did it, and I liked how me playing the piano to accompany some scenes. I liked how it made the audience feel. I liked how the whole thing came together, and that's how I decided that, you know what, I'll start doing film scores.
Now I understand better, and also your love for melody.
Yeah, I love melody in whatever I'm doing.
Explains why you wanted so much local melody in the song Obey, right? While we were recording Obey, which was one of the award-winning soundtracks for the movie Waiting for You, Kayode kept insisting that I retain the Yoruba melody of the song. I think you guys should hear it. Well done, Kayode. This was a beautiful production and I love it. Just so you know, this movie soundtrack, Obey, and the other one, Waiting for You, are available on all streaming platforms under my name, of course. Check out AJ. By the way, these songs were very instrumental to the success of the movie Waiting for You. Now, the thing is, during our pre-production meetings, Kayode, you were very particular about the sound. You knew that you wanted the song Obey to start the film. You wanted the song to start without the instrument and then the instrument to catch up later. Also, the accident scene, the sound was right. When the mother came into the bar with the guitar case, the sound was right and added depth to the message that was being passed across. So Kayode, when it comes to film scoring, how do you select the right sound for a scene?
As to how I select the right sound for scenes in movies, I would say I go with my guts and how I feel. I have a thing when I watch something or I read a script, I already understand in my head, okay, this is the kind of sound that will work for this. Although, as a trick of trade, the first thing I start with is the piano, no matter what. I might not change that later for something else, but I always start with the piano because the piano is just it's the best sound, so to speak. It's very soft, it's very balanced, it's not flashy, it's not flashy. It's very expressive. Starting with the piano is just the best thing. You could now upgrade or change the sounds later, but the sound of a piano helps enhance your creativity when you want to score a scene.
And to think that you created an instrumental that made me cry on first listen, you must be a genius. And we created magic. You were hitting the right notes at the right time for the right music. Have you ever wondered why we won Best Original Song in a Short Film? It has to obey the chord of the piano that you are touching. Plus, it was a good story. Knowing the role the soundtracks played for our movie, how would you rate the importance of music in a movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
In a movie, if there's no music, you are wasting your time. Fun fact, when sounds were introduced to movies, after the era of silent films and stuff, music came before dialogue. Like before they started actually talking in movies, music was the first thing that came. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say 20. Because which is one of the problems we have in Nollywood sometimes. A lot of the movies are not well scored, so people just play anything and some random strings being touched and that's it. There's no method to the madness, so I think it's as important as the cinematography.
Last production, go easy. From sound to cinematography and location and even the story, everything is important. Talking about stories, the right story. How do you know what a good story is? How do you know people would love it? How do you know it's going to sell?
Knowing a good story. For me, the theme. How strong is the story? What is the technicality involved in the story? A story can actually have really, really huge technicalities and has no strong theme. So for me, the theme, the message, what message is this story passing across? Is it easily understood? Does it have a beginning? Does it have a center? Does it have an end? It's very vital to have those into consideration when you're looking at or selecting a story, a good story. Something people can relate with too is very vital.
Relatability is key. I feel like this factor is one of the best features of Waiting for You. The storyline is very relatable and it's something that young people who are trying to follow their dreams can relate with. Now, let's talk about Waiting for You. How was your experience with this amazing short film?
My experience in producing Waiting for You has been amazing. It's amazing. I can spend a whole day talking about the experience. Waiting for You is a very special drama. I connected to the story at first read. I just knew there was something special about this particular drama. And Waiting for You talks about grief, talks about family conflict. Yeah, it talks about passion, career passion, and all that. And they are all things I can connect to. I've lost someone before, so dear to me before, twice. I know what it means to be passionate about your career, and I know what it means to have family conflict. So it's something that I really connected to, and with that passion, it influenced all the decisions that we made as producers. From the casting, Waiting for You was originally written for a male character, and we had to change from casting a male lead character to casting a female lead. It was an enlightening experience for me to see that, if your mind is open, your creative mind is open, there's so much you can do with a story, and I think that having a female lead in our story was one of the best decisions we made. There were other best decisions, like the director we hired was a very, very good decision. Our team was just a good decision all the way, and all those things came with critical thinking, deliberations on the producing table, and it was just an amazing experience, trust me. And looking at the work we put into producing this stuff, I can't wait for the world to see it. I mean, the whole world has to see this movie because a lot went into it, and it is really worth the 10 minutes of everybody's time.
It's actually 14 minutes and 31 seconds. Thanks, Ike. Okay, so Ebose, how was your experience? Any challenges?
One challenge that I had was kind of internal. I had an internal challenge, and that was kind of like second guessing myself and always thinking, am I doing the right thing? The decisions I'm making, are they the right decisions? Getting allocations on time, because I think honestly it was kind of just anxiety trying to come up, or I don't let anxiety in. I will never let anxiety in.
Who anxiety help? Well, it's always good to breathe in and out. It's a therapy that works whenever I'm on set and I feel like I'm being stressed. Okay, Kayode. How was your experience?
So, my experience producing the 2 soundtracks for the award-winning short film Waiting for You. Wow, that's all I can say. So, I don't know if you guys know, the host of this show, the multi-talented Apple Juice. That name sounds very sexual.
Now you know.
Anyway, yeah, so I had written the initial melody for the Waiting for You song. And I told the producers and directors that, look, I would like to write the song because I already have a very nice melody going in my head. And they told me that the actress that they chose is actually someone who sings. So I was like, okay, let her write, and that she already has a song that she has written. So I was like, all right, let me listen to what she has written, right? And we spoke, me and the award-winning, multi-talented actress called AJ.
O'Shea?
And the song she wrote fit perfectly into the instrumental I had pre-made before meeting her. It was like a match made in heaven. I just knew that we needed to, work together. So that was fun, being able to exchange musical ideas with someone who has similar musical taste. It's a very nice way to work.
So I had already written Waiting for You, the song. I composed it with my guitar and then I sent it to Kayode to listen and create an instrumental. And so he did, and the first day he played it for me, I was in tears. I couldn't just handle the emotions.
And working on the other one too, she's not Yoruba or anything, but she sang the Yoruba words beautifully, I felt great all through. I will do it again and again. And you guys will watch out for K Fresh Beats and AJ coming soon to your speakers.
Tell them. It was actually nice working with you, Kayode, and I cannot wait to go back to the studio to cook more amazing hit tracks with you. Did I mention that Kayode, aside being a music producer and a film scorer, he is a lawyer, not Iyke, original lawyer. He dey go court, he dey win case. Kayode, as a music producer and lawyer, what advice would you give the average Nigerian artist or actor with regards to legal rights to creative works?
The first piece of advice I would like to give is, whatever you do, make sure you sign something that protects yourself when you're starting a new project. Because a lot of people, especially musicians, they don't sign stuff that protects their intellectual property and they end up getting played, right? So it's good to sign something and have a lawyer read or proofread what you are signing. Don't just sign. Generally, the legal landscape when it comes to intellectual property and copyright in Nigeria, it's not, it's great on paper, but when it comes to enforcement, it's not so great. And that's because a lot of the players, that's the actors and artists, and they don't care enough about these things, which also kind of hinders the growth of the industry. Because if you look at the countries that have really great entertainment industries, they have the legal stuff on lock. And I think that's one thing that a lot of Nigerian creatives still need to, get into.
Thanks, Kayode, for that advice. I personally believe in documentations, legal works, and contracts. I've always known this as a music artist. That was why when I realized that I was giving out 2 of my songs to EbonyLife to use as a soundtrack for the movie, I needed to sign some paperwork So I had to meet with the head of school to, do all the documentations and made it legal so that tomorrow now they're not going to say one thing and I didn't get a song or anything. So I feel like this is something that we should all have at the back of our mind whenever we are creating with other organizations. Okay, back to the producers of the movie, Waiting for You. Ike, when it comes to film production, what is the most challenging factor?
I think the most challenging factor is funding and getting the resources you need per time. It's easy for you to be creative when you have all the resources you need. And when you have constraints in resources, it stretches your creativity. It's also a good thing, right? But it can be very hectic. When you need something and you can't get it and you have to improvise, the work has to be good and there's no excuses. You're not going to explain to your audience that you didn't have enough money, or you didn't have the right location, or you didn't have the right person you were looking for.
Well spoken, bro. I can imagine you doing all of that explanation on your comment section on YouTube when people say, why is the house so tacky? Okay, so the next question goes to Eze. What was the highlight for you during the entire shoot of Waiting for You?
I've always been a stunt person, and doing a film that has stunts is always what I always wanted to do. And the accident scene was more like, yes, this is an opportunity to try out those things that you've always wanted to do. And we had to dedicate one day to ensure that the accident scene was top notch. No matter what happened in the other part of the movie, that accident scene was key to making it complete. So we had to ensure that that was done, and that was what actually, for me, what glued me to that story.
Good to know, Eze. Well, for me, it was the music and, of course, the story. Talking about award-winning movies, as a producer, how do you know or ensure from the get-go that your movie is going to make sense, sensible enough to be loved by the audience, and eventually win an award?
First of all, is a good story. Secondly, is a good team, the right team for the story. Not every cinematographer is good for every work. Not every actor is good for every role. Not every director is good for every production. You understand?
We understand. So I have a producer friend who once complained to me about giving his comedy drama to a horror film editor, and the movie turned out shitty. As I mentioned earlier, it is very important for every filmmaker to identify their genre of expertise so that you know go spoil person work. Okay? We're getting to the end of the show, but before we go, I need to say quickly that this movie, Waiting for You, won 9 awards at the EbonyLife Creative Academy Awards. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I really cannot get over it. How do you guys feel? Eze, Ike, Ebose, and Kayode?
Wow. I've not gotten over the feeling.
I think I got a glimpse of what the Oscars feel like.
Oscar not do pass like this.
Honestly, I am so happy.
I feel fulfilled, really. It's assuring. When you win awards like this, it makes you feel like you're not crazy, man. Like you're really on the right track. And when you wake up every morning, you just feel like I'm an award-winning producer, man. Yeah.
So winning that best picture means that it just kind of reassured me. And remembering it just reassured me that, Ebose, you did this before. You're good at it. You'll do another one and you'll be good at it as well.
AJ, congratulations too for being the best act. Come on, you killed it, AJ. Remember the first time you came into audition for the casting role of Raymond for Waiting for You. You blew my mind. You really blew my mind. Thank you so much, AJ.
I'm so happy that I went to Elka. I'm so happy that I met you, AJ, Apple Juice. So I look forward to working with you again. You are such a strong woman.
Huggy. Thank you, lady and gentlemen. I feel good as well, and it was amazing working with you guys. I would love to work with you again. Thank you for being on the show. It's been an amazing time here at the Threesome Show with AJ on Apple Juice Radio for the 6.87 FM Nigeria. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining our show. We'll be back on the next episode with another group of amazing creatives in the film industry. And don't forget to watch our short film, Waiting for You. It's available on YouTube on the page of EbonyLife Creative Academy. To catch up on previous episodes of The Threesome Show or updates on subsequent episodes, follow us on Instagram at applejuice.radio, or you can follow me as well at checkoutAJ. It's still your girl AJ, A for apple, J for juice, but you can like to call me Apple Juice. It was nice hanging out with you. See you at the next episode. I'll be waiting for you under